The war in Ukraine and what our team has now witnessed, the atrocities uncovered, and the new action tonight to isolate Russia because of those very images now being seen by the world. The United Nations tonight with an historic move, voting to suspend Russia from the UN Human Rights Council. This after the horrors revealed in Bucha and other Ukrainian towns after the Russians left. The damage, of course, is still being assessed. Soldiers working to remove mines to make it safe for people to return. Our James Longman is there with the survivors who show him where loved ones were killed, where they were living for weeks underground in basements, the Russians in their city above, and only now fully realizing the horror they inflicted. James Longman from Ukraine again tonight.
Tonight, as Russia is voted off the UN's Human Rights Council, new horrifying scenes like these show why. This apartment block in Bucha took a direct hit. Bohdan wants to show us what it did to his friend on the 8th floor.
I mean, look, it's completely destroyed in here. And that is the remains of his friend, his child remains. I mean, I'm looking at his bones, at his body here, just lying on the floor.
I want the whole world to know the truth about what's happening here, Bohdan says. I only blame the Russian military for this. Every street has a story. Serhiy is standing just feet from where his brother Dima died, shot, he says, by Russian troops. They enforced a curfew between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m., he says. Dima went out for a cigarette, so they killed him. He takes us down to the basement, where his neighbours all took shelter.
Just imagine the horror this man has lived through, and he's kind of apologetic for the state of this cellar. But this is where they had to live.
The building's residents, some 20 people, lived here, forced below ground for a month because of the Russian occupation. The conditions subhuman.
Hello.
He takes us to meet his mother, Maria. Every mention of her dead son makes her cry. We had to collect his body. How can you bear it, survive it, she says. She wants to show us pictures of him.
Yeah, these people had lives, they had families, they had happiness. And these are the memories of that. I think this woman's life is now never going to be the same.
But how to stop all this? NATO members met in Brussels today to discuss more arms for Ukraine and penalties for Russia.
The sickening images and accounts coming out of Bucha and other parts of Ukraine have only strengthened our collective resolve and unity.
European nations approved new Russian sanctions, including an embargo on coal imports. But Ukraine's foreign minister said more was needed.
My agenda is very simple. It has only 3 items on it. It's weapons, weapons, and weapons.
To speed up the delivery of military equipment, the US Senate voted to reinstall the Lend-Lease program. That's the first time it's been used since the Second World War. It gives President Biden more authority to provide Ukraine with weapons basically free of charge, delaying any payment until later, although the House must still pass the bill. Back in Bucha, Serhiy takes us to his brother's grave. He had to dig it himself. In Ukraine, candy is traditionally left to allow the dead a sweeter passing. This is all they had for Dima.
James Longman with the difficult images again tonight. And James, he joins us from the Ukrainian capital. We know Russia was voted off the UN Human Rights Council today for these atrocities. Now there are reports tonight that Germany may have radio intercepts that reveal the Russians reportedly talking about killing civilians in Ukraine.
Yeah, that's right, David. Germany's Foreign Intelligence Agency has apparently intercepted messages in which Russian forces discussed indiscriminate killings of civilians there in Bucha. They say these messages show that abuses were not isolated or random acts, but part of Russia's routine of war. David?
Perhaps further proof being seen by the world tonight. James, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.